Hello, my friends. Jerry Rosa here in the Rosa String Works Man Cave. Got another play along for you, and I picked out some, I think, really good songs. I think you'll like these. Tunes that, you've heard me do them before, I think, probably. Definitely have done them all before. Some of them not so recently. But these are some really good songs. Some of them are pretty challenging, so it might be a tough play along. Looks like we've only got 2 commenters so far. It doesn't tell me how many viewers we have yet, but hopefully we've got some. Went out metal detecting this afternoon. Found a couple little things. The very first thing I found was probably the best, and that's a jinx. Whenever you find something fairly good on your first, detection hole, well, then usually it goes downhill from there. Well, I was trying to stall here just a little bit to see if we get some more. We got 14 viewers at the moment. I do have the next video edited and ready to go. In fact, I think I have it uploaded, so I should be able to turn that up for tomorrow evening to go live. And the other side effects of that are that, this series where I've worked on that Martin, I couldn't even tell you how many emails I've gotten with people going, would you work on my Martin? It's like, are you kidding me? I have to turn them down. I cannot. If I accept one, then the whole floodgate opens, and I got, 50 coming in. And so I just thought I'd mention that tonight, that the only ones I'm working on are either close friends or relatives, but there is one at our rental retreat, and you book an appropriate stay. In other words, if it's a lot of work, you might need to book 2 nights, 3 nights, something like that. Anyway, if you book the appropriate stay, I will fix your instrument while you stay at the rental retreat. You can book that through my website, www.rosastringworks.com. You can start the process there. It will take you to Airbnb's website to actually make the reservation. Okay, well, we've got 20 viewers now. That's better. So let me just see here if there's any comments. There's Joe Nigan says hello, and Gino Hitch says hi, Jerry and friends. Wouldn't be that hard to make up a rig for some scaffolding out that window. Yeah, I may have to do that. Carrie Marshall, you always sound great in Newcastle, Australia. Well, that's cool. Thank you. Ronald Todd, good evening, Jerry and everyone from the West Banks of New Jersey. And then Bill Rhodes says good evening. Well, I've got some good tunes for you. I'm going to start off with Black Diamond Strings. This is going to be in the key of B, boy. And it's got a 1-4-5, and it has a 6 minor. Now the 6 minor, so yeah, 1, 4, 5. So that's B, E, and F sharp, if you're keeping track that way. B, E, F sharp. And then the 6 minor would be a G sharp minor. Or I play it up here. So if you see me jump up here, that's the G sharp minor. So there, that would be G minor, and then G sharp minor is right there. So anyway, that's how I'm playing it. So we're going to play this out of B. Now, just so you know, this song was written by Larry Cordell of the Lonesome Standard Time. Larry Cordell is a super fine songwriter. He wrote Highway 40 Blues. He wrote this song. He wrote a bunch of other songs too, and several of them you've probably heard. But this will be my version of Black Diamond Strings. I rewrote partial parts of this. In other words, I replaced people's names for names that made sense for me. Anyway, you'll hear that, I think. My first guitar was a loner, an old friend my grandpa let me keep. Back when I was learning how to play just like the boys in Tennessee. And I'd sit up late at night and pick it until my fingers turned green. and I learned how to make her talk on them black diamond strings. My Uncle Don showed me 3 chords. Larry Thomas taught me how to play. And he showed me the G run that I'm still using today. And I thought it surely must be magic, the way he made it ring. But he said there ain't no secret, son, it's just them black diamond strings. Now I don't know what they still make 'em. Back then they were the best. And a good time didn't cost too much then, $2.95 a set. Back before I left Fay Ellen to chase my hillbilly dreams, all it took to make me happy was an old guitar and black diamond strings. Now I've been to the mountaintop, I've had my share of troubles too. If I could do it all again, Lord, well, I know just what that I would do. If I could have just one wish, I'd go back in a time machine to the day I learned to pick the wildwood flower on them black diamond strings. Now I don't know if they still make 'em. Back then they were the best. And a good time didn't cost too much then, $2.95 a set. Back before I left Fay Ellen to chase my hillbilly dreams, all it took to make me happy was an old guitar and black diamond strings. Back before I left Fay Ellen to chase my make it big dreams, all it took to make me happy was this old box of black diamond strings. Black Diamond Strings. The reason I had to learn that song was because I had this memory from when I was just a child, probably 7, 8 years old, something like that. Would sneak into my grandpa's bedroom and crawl under his bed and pull out his guitar and his fiddle that were kept under the bed. And, of course, there were cobwebs and everything. And, I'd open up that box, and I remember distinctly seeing a black velveteen box with gold lettering, and it said Black Diamond Strings. And I thought I was in high cotton. So when I heard that song, I knew I had to learn it. Okay, this next song is a George and Tammy song. This one's going to be this is the easiest song in the bunch. It's a nice, slow, easy song to follow. It's going to be in G, so it's G, C, and D, which is 1, 4, and 5. And it also has a 2 minor. So there's your hardest part of it. But it's so slow that you should be able to get your 2 minor, which is your A minor in this case. So if you're playing open chords, it's G, C, D, and an A minor. 1, 4, 5, and a 2 minor. So that's what you're playing. This one's really slow. It's called Whatever Happened to Us, George and Tammy. Looking through this worn out book of pictures, reliving all the love that we once knew, turning through the pages of my memory. Everywhere I look, there's me and you. Oh, whatever happened to us? Somehow through the years, we've lost touch. Lately I've been missing you so much. Oh, what ever happened to us? I always thought we looked so good together. How did we come to drift so far apart? These tears I cry keep asking me one question. Why did we break each other's heart? Oh, whatever happened to us? Somehow through the years we've lost touch. Lately we've been missing you so much. Oh, what ever happened to us? Here's the line. I'll recap it. Lately I've been missing you so much. Oh, what ever happened to us? Well, I bobbled that one line, but I recapped it, so that makes it okay. Anyway, this is live if you didn't know. It's not pre-recorded. Okay. This next one, I was going to send this out to Dottie, but she's not on here. Well, there she is. I see her name now down there now. So, Dottie, I'm going to send this out to you because you seem to like this tune. And you heard me do it, or you heard it on my recording, and you asked me to do it, and I didn't remember it. Well, I mean, I kind of did, but I didn't remember every bit of it. So I refreshed my memory today, and hopefully you'll enjoy this. This is called Poet with Wings, and it's a 1-4-5, and it has a 2 as well. So, and we're going to do this in A. In my recording, I did it in B, and I always have done this song in B, but I'm getting older. So I'm dropping it down to A. So it's 1-4-5, so it's A, D, and E. A, D, and E, in case you're playing open here, or you on your guitar or whatever. It's A, D, and E. And then it's a 2 minor. No, I'm sorry. It's not a minor. It's just a 2. So 1-4-5 and a 2. It's not a minor. It's just a regular 2. So that's an A. All right, so let me see if I can get through this thing. I have it. This is a duet song. I need my vocal accompaniment on this one. I go right to the 5 on this. A drifter is only a poet with wings. He moves, but he can't learn to fly. Running in footsteps ahead of his time, with no one to hear if he cried. With memories of your sweet love on my mind, I thumb my way south in the rain. Thinking of bridges I've burned in my life. Each bridge causes somebody pain. But yesterday's apples are gone from the tree, and sour grapes are gone from the vine. Tomorrow a new life is starting for you, while nothing is changing in mine. A drifter is only a poet with wings. He moves, but he can't learn to fly. Running in footsteps ahead of his time, with no one to hear if he cries. I'm only a south wind that blew in your life to warm you, but just for a while. I know what it means, sweetheart, when you lose, but someday you'll look back and smile. I can't be your lover, you don't want a friend. I guess that's the way it must be. But nothing remains as it was yesterday. You'd only be hurt loving me. A drifter is only a poet with wings. He moves, but he can't learn to fly. Running in footsteps ahead of his time, with no one to hear if he cries. A drifter is only a poet with wings. He moves, but he can't learn to fly. Running in footsteps ahead of his time, with no one to hear if he cries. With no one to hear if he cries. With no one to hear if he cries. I got that close. I bobbled quite a few times on that one, but it's been a long time since I've done that tune. I like that tune a lot. It's a good tune. It's really good. It's one that you kind of have to get the band practiced up on too. It's not the simplest tune. It's not crazy hard. It's just that to get the arrangement down is the tough part. And for those of you who might be new to this, in my opinion, the song is only 50% of it. A good song is 50% of it, but the other 50% is made up from the arrangement. Really, it's where you take your breaks, how you arrange the song. It really makes the difference. It really, really does. Like how you kick it off, how you end it, who takes the breaks in what order, all of that kind of stuff, and who's playing backup and the fills and stuff like that while somebody else is singing. So that's just as important, if not more so, than the song itself. So just throwing that out there, just food for thought. All right, well, the next song is another song. I've maybe done this twice, maybe in my life on this channel, maybe twice. I don't know if I've done it that many times. I'm sure I did it once. It's called Home Sweet Home Revisited. Now, this is a great song. It really is. It's got great words and everything. But the problem with this song is, for me, is by doing it by myself, I tend to speed it up. So I'll try my best to keep it at the same speed. The chorus is where I jump into it too fast or something, and I start speeding it up in the chorus. But I'll try to hold it down and just bear with me. Anyway, it's called Home Sweet Home Revisited. It's got a 1-4-5 and a 6 minor. So the 1-4-5, we're doing this one out of D dog. So there's your 1, there's your 4, which is a G, there's your 5, which is an A, and then your 6 minor is your B minor. So when you're playing in D. So D, G, A, and B minor. Those are the open chords. All right, here we go. And I'm going to try to hold this at one speed, but it's really tough for me to do that on this song. So forgive me if I do speed it up. The old hometown is sure in trouble. It seemed like it must have doubled in size since I've been gone. The The newspapers are full of killing, 2 million people willing to die for something they have never known. City streets of drunks and junk and stoned. It's a heaven made of hell they call their home. But now it's gone like the life of a child when he turns his back on your mind. And tomorrow has no home, sweet home. Look what they've done to mine. It just faded into time. Grandfather's watch he gave me, it's just another memory that I have kept the way it always was. Ever since he died, it just won't run. Always knew I was his favorite one. But now he's gone like the life of a child when he turns his back on your mind. Tomorrow has no home, sweet home. Look what they've done to mine. It just faded into time. That old house we used to live in, the roof is falling in like every other one along the block. It took 20 years to pay and 10 to rot. And that says it's all just better all forgot. But now he's gone like the life of a child when he turns his back on your mind. Tomorrow has no home, sweet home. Look what they've done to mine. It just faded into time. Old Home Place Revisited. That is just a great song. I think I heard the Bluegrass Album Band do that. Tony Rice was singing the lead on that, I believe, if you wanted to look it up. All right, this next one is a gospel tune. I'm going to send this one out to Dottie as well. I don't think you've heard me do this one before, Dottie. And I used to do this all the time with my earlier bands, but I think I might have done it with this band once. I don't remember. It's been a long time. It's called I'll Talk It All Over With Him. And it's got a 1, 4, 5, and a 2. There's no minors in this one, so 1, 4, 5, and 2. We're going to do this out of A. So 1, 4, 5, and then the 2 is there. So that's A, D, and E, and the 2 is a B. I'm gonna sit down and rest, gently lean on his breast, and I'll talk it all over with him. I'll see my mother and dad, truest friends I've ever had, and I'll talk it all over with him. I'm gonna sit, I'm gonna stand, I'm gonna walk all around, and I'll talk it all over with him. I'll be with Peter and Paul, but the best of it all, I'll talk it all over with him. Up in that land of sweet rest with the good and the blessed, I'll talk it all over with him. And by my dear Savior's side I will humbly abide. I'll talk it all over with him. I'm gonna sit, I'm gonna stand, I'm gonna walk all around, and I'll talk it all over with him. I'll be with Peter and Paul, but the best of it all, I'll talk it all over with him. So many things in this land I shall ne'er understand, but I'll talk it all over with him. And I'll still be true to my Lord as we live in accord, and I'll talk it all over with him. I'm gonna sit, I'm gonna stand, I'm gonna walk all around. I'll talk it all over with him. I'll be with Peter and Paul, but the best of it all, I'll talk it all over with him. I'll talk it all over with him. Good old tune, really good tune. Now, the last two tunes I have picked out are definitely challenge tunes. At least they are for me. I would assume they would be for most people. So if you thought those last ones were hard, you ain't seen nothing yet. This one here is going to be the first one. The first reason it's a challenge song is because it's in the key of E, which is not necessarily your favorite key to play in most of the time. But anyway, it's called Like I Used to Do. This was written by Tim O'Brien. It's just a beautiful song. Used to sing this for my friends, the Hemmies, Gene and Charlotte Hemme. Gene passed away fairly recently, and Charlotte has been put in a nursing home. So I'll do this in their honor. Here we go. This is 1, 4, 5, and a 2 minor. The tricky part of this one is the way it changes, I think, more than anything. And it's kind of fast. It doesn't have any more chords than the songs we've been doing. It's just trickier. It's tougher for me. I don't know why it is, but it really is. And the words are tough on this song, too. Here we go. There was a time we'd be the last to leave, watching the sun come up while everyone fell asleep. The music was always loud. I'd sing and play too much until I fell in your arms and into your loving touch. Now as the years roll by, time has reeled me in, and I've slowed down a notch or two from the way things were then. Those old ways of mine, I left them behind. Those crazy days are through. The only thing I still do like I used to do is carry this torch for you. I remember the day we'd pack our bags and run, chasing some crazy dream into the morning sun. Now as the twilight falls, I find I'm satisfied, watching the fire glow, just as long as you're by my side. Here in my heart it seems time has passed me by, but I love you as much today as the very first time. And those old ways of mine, I've left them behind. Those crazy days are through. The only thing I still do like I used to do is carry this torch for you. I still want you the way I wanted you then. If I could do it all over, I'd do it all over again. And those old ways of mine, I left them behind. Those crazy days are through. The only thing I still do like I used to do is carry this torch for you. The only thing I still do like I used to carry this torch for you. That's a tough song, especially by yourself. When you got the band to back you up, if you accidentally, slide a wrong chord in there or something, it's not a big deal. But when you're doing it by yourself, it's tough. It's a tough song. It really is. I don't know. Somebody else may go, oh, that's an easy song. But for me, that's a tough one. It always has been tough for me on that song. I don't know just why, but it really has. All right. Well, then this last one is... it's not as tough for me, but it's a little more complicated arrangement. This is, again, where, you have to take the song and make it your own song by making your own arrangement. This is going to sound nothing like the way the original guy did this song. He did it really slow, very countrified, very slow. I'm doing it, medium slow. It's not fast, but it's on the slow side, but it's a lot snappier than the way he did it. And I don't remember the guy's name right now. I know it, but I can't think of it. It's called "When the Thought of You Has Caught Up with Me." And this has a 1-4-5 and a 2 and a 6 minor. So it's got a 1-4-5 and 2 and a 6 minor. So this one's definitely a challenge song in terms of the number of chords and all that. But for me, it's not as hard to do as that last song. That last song's tough. But on this one, here's part of the arrangement. And I really have to kick this on the mandolin, or it's really tough for me to do this song. So this is, once you get used to an arrangement, you pretty much always should do that exact arrangement every time. And if you don't do it, it'll throw you off of your game. So I'm going to give it a shot and see if I can get through it. When the thought of you has caught up with me. So it's we're doing it in G. 1, 4, 5. 2 is A. So 1 G, C, D. And the 2 is A. And the 6 minor is your... Your 6 minor is your E minor. I don't know what I was thinking there. Your 6 minor is your E minor. So 1, 4, 5, 6 minor, and there's the 2 down there. Here we go. It can happen every moment without reason or rhyme. It might be right around the corner, or it will come up from behind. The picture that I thought would fade, I still clearly see. That's when the thought of you catches up with me. It can happen on a Sunday drive, the sky above a shade of blue, and driving down some lonesome highway, and then you come into view. And mile after mile goes by, and you were all I see. That's when the thought of you catches up with me. When the thought of you comes into my mind, it will carry me away to a better place and time. And it can happen in the dead of the night, or any day of the week. Sometimes you'll come and find me when I'm in bed asleep. Then I'll have that dream about you. Oh, I love what I see. And that's when the thought of you catches up with me. That's when the thought of you catches up with me. has caught up with me. Tough. But when the band's playing along with you, it's a lot easier and it's a lot more full sounding, you know. Oh, well, let's go to the comments and see all the name calling. Oh, no, you guys are always real nice. I'm just teasing. Let's see. I've already went through the top bunch of comments, so I'm going to start down about where Dottie pops in there because I think Paul Akers is in there. I don't think I read his, but there's Dottie, and then there's Don Nice. How about your new song? Well, Don, I'll give it a shot. I didn't warm up this one tonight, but I'll see if I can get through it. I'm going to do this in G, C, and D. I don't think there's anything else in this new song. When I look in the mirror. No, there is a 2 in this, so let me back up the truck right now because it goes right to the 2 on the first change is a 2. So it's G, C, D, and then the 2 is an A. When I look in the mirror, I see an old man there. He doesn't look like me, and he's got too much gray hair. Then my mind drifts back to 1963, when my brother and I built our first house up in those sassafras trees. Then I look in the mirror and I see the old man there. He doesn't look like me, and he seems so unaware. Now I'm back in 1983, and we've got a new house now, and our family is complete. But then I look in that mirror and I see the old man there. He doesn't look like me. It's almost too much to bear. Now I find myself in the present day, and you've got gray in your hair. Well, I guess time has made it that way. But then I look in the mirror, and it slowly dawns on me that we've had a good life as God meant it to be. Then I look in that mirror just before I throw it away. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. Thanks for that request. That was for Don Nice. Let's see. Paul Akers playing along with the piano. Well, cool. My brother always did that. My brother Scott. Whenever I'd be playing mandolin or guitar or whatever, he'd be playing along on the piano. Of course, he could play guitar and mandolin better than me, so but he mostly played the piano. Jim Darla says, "Hey, Jerry." Steve Mays, I still think the Hawkshaw Hawkins song, "How Can Anything So Purty Be So Doggone Mean," would sound good as a bluegrass song. I'll try to write that down. I don't recall ever hearing that one. Give me a second here. Hawkshaw Hawkins. Pretty be so mean. All right, I'll look that one up and see if I can do it. I don't know. I like his, 77203. I really do like that song. We do that quite often. Let's see. Bill Mumble says, good morning, folks. 1 a.m. in London. Well, it's past your bedtime, Bill. Thanks for staying up for us. Don Nice. Wow, Jerry, people from all over the world. Yeah, isn't that cool? That is really cool. Australia. Yeah, that's really cool. Bill Stahl, watching and playing in Toronto. Cool. Let's see. Dottie says, I love this song. Well, cool. Thank you. Richard Polite, hello, Jerry, sounding really good there, here where I sit. Well, thank you. And then Dottie says, thank you, Jerry. And then let's see, Paul Akers, I always prepare at home to learn the material so I'm ready when I get with the band, the difference between pro versus amateur. Yeah, you really should be prepared. Of course, with our band, we're not gigging at this point. Occasionally we play something, but it's not that big a deal for us now. When we get together, it's just mostly for fun at this point. Bill Stahl, timing is great. I'm counting nice. Cool. Kim Williford, hey, Jerry, I'm doing okay here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I've been catching up with you. I've been busy exploring the Strip. Well, cool. Just as long as you don't strip while exploring, you're doing good. Let's see. R.J. Bob Lee, Church of Hickory Grove. Woo. Boy, I never did lead that song. Bill, can't think of his last name now, that was in the band years ago. He always led that song. Not long ago I wandered back to the old campground, back to a place where long before salvation there I found. There I felt the Savior and felt his glory roll. Mighty close to heaven in the Church of Hickory Grove. I'll see if I can get through some of it. I don't think I can get through very much of it. Now I can't think of how it started. Let me see if I can do it. I'm going to try it in A. We used to do it in B flat, I think. Not long ago I wandered back to the old campground, back to the place where before salvation there I found. That's where I met the Savior and felt his glory roll. I was mighty close to heaven in the Church of Hickory Grove. Oh, that Church of Hickory Grove. Oh, that church back years ago. On my knees, I felt his cry for his name. I found God in the Church of Hickory Grove. That's about all I can get through right now, and I didn't do that very well. But thanks for the request. I'll try to work that one up for maybe next time. Like I said, I never actually led that song, so that I even remembered that much of it is pretty good. Church of Hickory Grove. Okay, let's see. And now I've lost my place. There it was. That was R.J. Bob Lee. Okay, and then Kim Williford. She's just talking to Dottie there. And Kim Williford. Okay, let's see. Gino Hitch says, very good job, Jerry. Well, thank you. Dottie Hildebrand, I'll need your prayers then. Oh, okay. Well, Dottie, you got my prayers, girl. I'm praying for pretty much everybody on our channel here, but especially for you because I know you're going through a lot of stuff. Don Nice, Jerry, I think you're awesome tonight because you have joy in your heart that the water wheelhouse is finished. Well, it's not quite finished, but it's definitely getting close. Plus, we got the farm paid off. Well, actually, I'm doing a lot of my favorite songs tonight. A lot of those are really favorite songs that I'm doing, even though some of them I just haven't done in a long time. Kim Williford, very great job, Jerry. Still praying for you and JR and family. Well, thank you. Brad 42948's got applause going on, thumbs up, and says great. Well, thank you. Kim Williford, you got my prayers, Dottie. Okay. And then David Sutter gave us a super chat. Thank you so much, David Sutter. Thank you very kindly. I really appreciate it. If anybody else wants to do that, you certainly can. Of course, there's the $sign button on your screen, but you can also do it through PayPal and drop $1 in the guitar case type of thing with the PayPal. And you just go into PayPal and you just say you want to send money to an email address. And my email address is rosastringworks, all jammed together, @gmail.com. Very simple. And lots of people do that. So I want to say thank you to all those people that do that. And lots of you do that. And I really do appreciate it. Dottie Hillebrand, Jerry is doing so good tonight because of the joy of paying off his farm. You got that right. Getting the water wheel done. Yep. Yeah, things are rolling pretty well. I got some other big projects ahead of me, though. I got to put a new roof on my well house back there. We got to surface this blacktop out here. There's a bunch of things coming up. Let's see. I'm trying to overlook some of these because they're private conversations, more or less. Jim Darlis says, don't forget the like button. Yeah, if you would do that. Don Nice. Thank you, Jerry. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Bill Mumbo, playing along on a carbon fiber guitar. Well, that's cool. Some of those have a real cool sound. It's not my favorite. I'm just being honest. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But they have a cool sound. They're a different kind of sound. But it's, I obviously, because of building the instruments and everything, I prefer the wood ones. But some of those are pretty cool. I've heard a couple of them that I think sound really cool. Especially, I've heard violins, cellos out of carbon fiber, and they sound good too. Let's see. Steve Mays, did you know that 77103 was written by Justin Tubb, Ernest Tubb's son? Well, I sort of knew that because I've heard Don tell me that. Don, our bass player, Don knows all that stuff like that. And I've heard him say that before, but I had forgotten it. Zacharek 55, your new song holds its own with all the others. Very good. Well, thank you. Kim Williford, vine-covered church, please. Well, okay, this is in A. This is the only song that was recorded by a national band. The Witcher Brothers out of California recorded this song and put it out on Prime Cuts of Bluegrass, and so did we. And I got royalty checks on this song pretty much from all over the world, but especially from, believe it or not, Ireland, as where I got the most royalty checks from. It's in the key of A. It's a 1-4-5 and a 2. So A, D, E, and the 2 is B. You won't find it on a well-traveled highway. It's not even on a dusty gravel road. And you have to want to be there when you find it. It's not on any maps I know. Out across the field through the pasture, you climb along the steep and rocky trail. When you cross that little creek in the valley, you'll see that vine-covered church on the hill. That vine-covered church above the valley, where the congregation gathered to pray, built with their hands from the forest, now stands as a marker for the grave. The siding and shingles are tattered, The steeple leans slightly to the right, and though all the windows are shattered, you can still hear them singing at night. The brothers and sisters who worship gather in this holy place still, though they lie at rest in the valley beneath that vine-covered church on the hill. That vine-covered church above the valley, where the congregation gathered to pray, built with their hands from the forest, now stands as a marker for the grave. It still stands as a marker for their grave. And I know all of you have heard me tell this story, except for maybe the one or two new people out there. But the first time we ever did that, we played it down in the area where that vine-covered church had been. And we played it at the Farmington Auction Barn. We were playing a show there. And it was a good crowd. Everything was going really well. And when we got off stage, a man met me at the bottom of the stairs of the stage and says, "Son, I love your song about the vine-covered church, but do you know you have to change the words?" I looked at him, why would you say that to somebody? Why would I need to change the words? That just didn't even make sense for him to say that to me when he said it. He goes, and I said, "Well, I don't know what you mean." He goes, "Well, you don't know?" And I said, "I don't know what." He goes, "Well, they just tore that church down yesterday." He said it was over 100 years old, and they just tore it down yesterday. And I thought, it just sent chills through me, because it was exactly like the song was to keep the church alive. It just felt that way to me. And everywhere we played that song for the first year, and I mean this sincerely, I don't mean like I'm exaggerating or anything. I mean 100%, every single time we played that song for the first year, somebody came up and told me a story about that church. And that even included out in, Iowa and Illinois and Dodge City, Kansas. And you would never think you would hear a story about the vine-covered church in Dodge City, Kansas. I mean, but we did. It was crazy. It was just nuts. So anyway, pretty cool thing. And like I said, that was recorded by the Witcher brothers. They probably have their version out on YouTube somewhere. I don't know. Let's see. Let me find where I was at there. And there's Kim Williford asked for that, so thank you, Kim. Glenn Snyder, Gentle on My Mind, please. I can't do that one. I mean, I sort of know a little bit of it. It's known, I don't know what kid. See, it's knowing that your door's always open and your path is free to walk. That makes me want to leave my sleeping bag rolled up and stashed behind the couch. It's knowing that I'm not shackled by forgotten words and bonds and ink stains that have dried up on some line. That keeps me on the back roads, the rivers of your memory. For hours you're just gentle on my mind. It's not clinging to the rock and ivy planted on their columns now that bind me. Or something that somebody said because they thought we'd fit together walking. That's it. I ran out. I knew I couldn't do it, but I just thought I'd do as much of it as I can. Thanks for the request, Glenn. I'm sorry I don't know that one very well. Gary does that one. That's another reason why I don't do it, is because Gary does it. I learned that one back when I was a kid, a teenager, so I remembered some of the words from back then, but that's about as good. And, Gary sings it, so I don't think about the words while he's singing it. Just anyway, it just is what it is. I tried. David Sutter, when do you think number 3 will be ready on the Martin guitar? It'll be out tomorrow evening. I'm going to try to release it around 4 or 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. I mean, I could release it now, but I'm trying to release them on Fridays and make that a habit. I don't know how long I can keep that up, but I'm going to try. By the way, I think I mentioned this at the beginning or started to. Maybe I got sidetracked. I can't remember now. But anyway, lots of people have been emailing me, lots of people, and about, would you work on my guitar? Would you do this? Would you do that on my guitar? I saw you that you're doing this, and and I know I'm not your friend, and I know I'm not, all this kind of stuff. And they got all kinds of reasons why I need to work on their guitar, and some of them are veterans and things. And I have great respect for it, but the moment I say yes to one of them, well, then the floodgates are open, and I mean, I there's so many, I'm just turning them all away at the moment. But I did want to say one thing. If somebody really, really, really wants me to work on their guitar, the only way I'll do it, except for the fact that you're a close friend or relative, the only other exception is if you book at least one night stay in our large rental retreat, the main rental retreat. And you need to book the appropriate number of nights, so one night if it's a simple job, or 2 or 3 nights if it's a complicated job, and I'll fix it while you stay here. Now, I charge $100 an hour. I used to charge more than that, but I'm charging $100 an hour, and plus the rental stay at the retreat. So that's the only other way I'll do it. So I just throwing it out there. If anybody wants to do it, you can do it. There is some people coming in October already going to do that. And there may be some more down the road. But at least that way you'll get to see a few videos here and there scattered around. Let's see. Don Nice just asked for Vine Covered Church. But Kim Williford asked for that just above. So I guess he knows I did that by now. Let's see. Bill Mumbo, prefer my old Gibson, but it's too loud. Don Williford, Kim, I don't know what I'm saying. Kim Williford, it's wonderful, Jerry. Thank you. I love that song. Well, thank you. Dottie Hildebrand, I love that song. Well done, Jerry. Okay. I'm not sure which song we're talking about, but thank you. Maybe it's Vine Covered Church, I guess. I hope so. Paul Akers, I stay busy with word of mouth on instruments. Yeah, word of mouth was all I had for years. For about 30 years, that's all I did, and I was busy all the time. And then when I went into YouTube, UPS was here every day. It was nuts once I got on YouTube. Yeah, I fixed a lot of instruments off camera that nobody ever saw, and most of those were uninteresting, just simple, silly things. But I did a lot of them. So, and then there's still a bunch in the can I've never gotten around to trying to publish. A lot of those, the problem is that I didn't get enough video or something, or it's not a complete story. So I don't know if I'll ever get some of those videos out. I'm sure there's probably a few that we could make a video out of, but I haven't, gotten that far. Let's see. I guess that's it, guys. I do appreciate y'all being here. 54 viewers right now. We've been going for 58 minutes, so I think that's going to be it. Let's see here. Glenn Snyder says, thank you, Jerry, you're amazing. Well done, my friend. Well, thank you very kindly. Y'all are so nice to me. I appreciate it. I didn't get a stain on my shirt. No tomatoes were thrown. Thank you very much. We will see you tomorrow afternoon about 1 o'clock, and we'll have a few other good things to talk about then. See you then.